What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ride Dad channel, or welcome if it's your first time. Either way, very glad to have you. Today, we're talking about the bicycles I have. Not the bikes, but the bicycles. Let's roll the intro.
Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a
Alright, so yeah, if you saw the last video I had, I was basically saying, hey, since I've been out of my house and haven't really ridden the motorcycle as much, I've been really getting into bicycles, been trying to do more of the cardio aspect and having fun and stuff like that. So yeah, I have three. We're going to talk about all three just to kind of give you guys a brief, I mean, this is all new for you guys for the Riding Dad channel, so I'm going to talk about all three really quick, and that's it. So, on my right, your left, we have the Super 73 Rx-Mojave. For whatever reason, they don't sell the Mojave model anymore. They just sell the Adventure. But the difference between the RX and the Rx-Mojave at the time that I purchased it was that the Mojave had better suspension. Otherwise, everything else was pretty much the same. I think the tires were slightly different, but you can change tires. The wheels and everything were completely the same. So that one is an e-bike. It does pedal assist for 4 modes. A lot of stuff is different than when I originally got it. The suspension is the same. The wheels and tires are the same. The brakes, I have upgraded the rotors to Galfer rotors and Galfer pads. The handlebars are different. They're actually Pro Taper 7/8. I forget exactly which bar those are, but it's a Pro Taper. ODI grips, the brake levers are the same. I have my quad lock on the handlebar. The throttle on that bike does do throttle only, where you don't have to pedal at all, and it'll get up to 30, at least with my weight, 33 miles an hour, which doesn't seem crazy fast, especially in terms of motorcycles and everything, but I could guarantee you 33 miles an hour is pretty darn quick on sidewalks and around town and stuff like that. That bike is super fun. The suspension is not amazing for, like, I've taken it actual off-roading. It's not amazing for actual off-roading, but it does soak up bumps and takes jumps off of like curbs and where sidewalks, kind of do like the little dips in between like entries and stuff like that. It soaks up those bumps for like jumps and stuff super well. I'm trying to think what else. The middle basket, that is a new basket. It's from, I think, RV Labs or something Labs. I can't really remember, and I can't do subtitles with the video editing we're doing right now, so if it's wrong, it's wrong. But I'm trying to think of anything else I've done to that bike. It came with a kickstand, stock seat, stock battery. But yeah, so that's the first one I ever bought. It is a little pricey, but for me, it's cool because I can go to like the convenience store, the gas station, or just take a ride, especially when it's a little bit cooler. And it's super quick, and it's kind of fun because at least where I'm at, it's different levels, so it is still street legal, at least where I'm at. And it's just a fun, it's just a very fun bike because it's so quick. And on a bicycle, there are laws, obviously, but there's not the same laws as like motorcycles. They use sidewalks and wherever you really want to go off-road and stuff like that. So yeah, that's super fun. This bike is a Cannondale Trail 6. This originally was purchased because I wanted to get away from the scooters for our camper. Our toddler is a little too big to fit on there anymore. So this was originally, I bought my wife the women's version of the Trail 6 as well. And this is not stock. We'll talk about some other stuff in a few minutes, but I originally bought this to do the camper stuff. Now it has migrated into I'm actually using the Super 73 for the camper stuff, and the Cannondale has actually become an actual dedicated mountain bike for me. I talked about in the last video. There's a bike park I actually go to with the actual mountain bike trail. Super fun. So I've been using this as the dedicated mountain bike. Stock wheels, stock tires, stock brakes, bike cage. Actually, it came with a 2x8 drivetrain, which means 2 in the front where the crank is and 8 in the back. All the sprockets, or technically they're not sprockets, but 8 in the back at the rear wheel. I have upgraded it to a 1x8 now. Eventually, I will be doing a different rear sprocket set. I don't 100% know the correct term, but I will be doing a different one to upgrade it to like a 1x12 hopefully. But the front actually the crank or the chain ring actually has a oval 30. Originally it was a 36 and a 30, or 36 and a 22 in the front for the chain ring. Now I have upgraded it to some standard bucklos, I think is the name, whatever. They're relatively cheap, but they get the job done. crank or chainring arms, whatever you want to call it. And then it's an oval 32 tooth front, which it's a narrow wide front, which is pretty sweet. It does improve for mountain biking and stuff like that. Deity, I can't remember the exact model, but I think they're like called the Blade Runner. They're the thinnest pedals. I really like those a lot. Deity grips, I don't remember which grip these are, but these are like the half. They have like the waffle on the top, and then or the diamond on top and the waffle on the finger. I really like those grips a lot. And some orange zip ties. I think that's it. Not really a whole lot to do on this bike. I do plan on building this bike up a little bit better. The front shock is a Suntour. It's absolute garbage for mountain bike trails. It does soak up some stuff. It's better than nothing, but it really does suck. So I would like to get a RockShox or more potentially, potentially I guess is the best word. What I would like more is the Fox 36, only because they have them in the orange too, and this bike is set up in a blue and orange. I kind of went to a throwback to my old high school with the color combo. Even though this isn't the correct blue, I got the inspiration from the high school colors. This bike over here is technically called a gravel bike. It's like a hybrid road style if you're not, aware of what that kind of bike is. This is an e-bike as well, but this is a lot different than the Super 73, and I'll kind of explain that in a second. But this is a Canyon Grail on, I think it's like a CF7 AXX or something like that, but it's the Grail on something 7. Stock wheels, stock tires, stock brakes, stock everything except the Deity. Oh, forgot, also have Deity valve covers, the little valve caps. So Deity, they're not the same pedals. These are a little bit different and wider, but there's obviously still Deity. And Presta, or Schrader, I always get them confused. Whatever, the valve caps on there. None of these bikes are tubeless. This is a tubeless ready, which I might do. I have to 100% decide if I want to convert it to completely road tires, and then I might do tubeless. The mountain bike, I definitely want to do tubeless because you could drop your air pressure way lower with the tubeless setup. I definitely need to upgrade tires too. These tires have been ridden on the road a lot on this Cannondale, and they're 29-inch wheels. And they are okay, but they could definitely use a lot higher tread blocks, and then obviously not riding on the road would help keep the longevity of those as well. So yeah, this bike is a Canyon Grail on. It's technically a gravel bike. It's got several positions. You can put your hands up here. You can put your hands down here like a typical cockpit of like a road bike. Disc brakes all around. All these bikes have hydraulic disc brakes now, no cable disc brakes. This Canyon bike is an e-bike with different levels. It's got the Bosch high performance motor for e-bikes. This one is not, there is no throttle, it just assists for pedal. There are 4 different functions. You can shut it off completely, which you turn it on, but you turn off the e-bike portion of it, the motor completely, so it just keeps track of your range, your speed, and then your distance if you were to turn on the battery kind of thing. And then it's got Eco, which barely adds any, obviously, Tour, Sport, and then Turbo. I try to leave it off or put it in Eco or Tour at the absolute most if it's like super windy for when I do my cardio rides on this. And then on the way home, depending on how far out I am and how far I've gone, I'll put it on Sport or Turbo just to get home a little bit quicker. On Sport and Turbo, it will, I think all of them technically, but you're never going to get up that fast on the lower levels. But motor helping you, it'll get up to about 28 miles an hour and then it cuts off. You can go faster than that, but it's human powered alone, and it does get pretty difficult. This is a 1x12 drivetrain, which means just a 1 ring in the front and 12 gears in the back. I'm super happy with all of these bikes. This one was pricey, the Super 73 was pricey, this Cannondale was actually really cheap, and is one of the most fun to ride, especially off-road, just because it is so lightweight. This Canyon's a road bike, and it feels agile and everything, but it is still a road bike, just kind of converted to be gravel, like a hybrid sort of thing. The Super 73 is not lightweight at all, super thick, super heavy, fun, but super heavy. This bike is just so lightweight, it's just super fun, and I don't know, there's just something about it. It's like like Sportsters. They're super fun to ride. Because they're so lightweight and small, and it's a completely different feeling, and I keep saying it, but it is a lot of fun. So yeah, these are all my bikes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. Hopefully, I don't know, I educated you maybe on some of these bike styles. I mean, if you're like me and either have no involvement in bikes or just started getting into them, you probably don't even know that gravel bikes are a thing. You just thought road bikes were a thing and mountain bikes, and that's it, and there's no kind of hybrid in between. But yeah, gravel bikes exist. I didn't know that before I got that either, and they could be converted into road bikes, and you can ride them. I mean, I primarily ride this on the road, even though the tires are kind of like a 60, I'd probably say a 70-30, 70% road, maybe 30% off-road, but this one is all carbon. It's a carbon fiber frame and everything as well, which means the front cockpit and handles are carbon fiber. They do have some flex built into them, so even though this doesn't have suspension necessarily, it does allow flex. The seat is also a two-piece seat post that allows flex within the carbon fiber. You know, see the post is here in the seat, or the saddle as you call it if you're a biker. It flexes a little bit, so it does, even though there is no technical suspension on that bike, it does flex, and especially having the carbon fiber in the frame and everything, it does feel like there's a lot more suspension, especially for the road. Now, definitely not mountain bike trail worthy, but trail worthy for sure. I've taken this on some sandy trails and some dirt trails and everything like that, and it handles pretty good. But yeah, these are my bikes. So I think now is the time to do some slow kind of B-roll of these. And until the next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad, out.
Never slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind.